Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube? Today we got Shedeur Sanders, and I'm excited to do this film breakdown because I'm thinking as a Giants fan, this guy is most likely going to be our quarterback if we get a quarterback. I don't think Cam Ward is going to make it to us, and it just seems like the Giants may like Shedeur more, or it may be a smokescreen, but I just feel like if someone's going to take a quarterback, the Browns will, and I don't think the Browns are going to take Shedeur because I don't think Shedeur or Dion are going to allow Shedeur to go to the Browns. So it seems like if we're going to get a quarterback as a Giants fan, this is going to be the guy we'll get. So let's get straight to it. 4,134 yards this past year, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 9-4 record. Had some key big moments this year, some nice comebacks, some nice kind of ice in the veins plays and throws at the end of games. And he also had that big stinker against BYU where his team was pretty much outmatched. He's coming in at 6'2", 215. Let's see if that weight holds up. That I'm expecting him to come somewhere between 210 and 215. If he can do that, I think he's fine. Now, if he comes in like 205, that's going to be a red flag because that's going to tell you that he was probably playing at like 190 something. So that's something to pay attention to. But let's move on to the player scores. All right, so accuracy. I'll start off with that. Accuracy, I had him at a 9. Now, I think that he can make pretty much every throw on the field accurately, and that's why I said a 9. I think he can throw the deep throws perfectly. I think he can throw the intermediate perfectly. I think he can definitely throw the short game perfectly. When he throws the ball while his receivers are in motion, they never have to slow down. They never have to slow down. They're always running in stride, whether it be on a cross or whether it be on a slant. They never have to slow down, and that allows his receivers to consistently get yards after the catch. I mean, we never have any issues seeing these receivers get yards after the catch, and that's because the accuracy is so great. Pocket presence, I gave him a 9. Again, he moves very well in the pocket. He's been getting trained by Tom Brady, the best quarterback as far as maneuvering in the pocket that we've ever seen, and it's not even close. He's been training with Tom Brady since he's been in high school, so he's done that very, very well. Really good in the pocket. Mobility, I gave him a 6. He's not going to run away from anybody besides defensive tackles, but he's really great at extending plays. He's really great at taking those first downs when they're there. I would compare his mobility to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes may be a step quicker, maybe, but I would say they have pretty similar mobility. Decision making, reading the field, quarterback IQ, I would give him an 8.5. I think he's really good there. He's strong there. I wouldn't say he's ideal. I wouldn't say he's on day one a guy who, you know, is instantly going to be there. But 8.5 seemed really fair for how well he does read the field, how well he throws with anticipation, how well he's able to make smart decisions with the football. And then looking at big playability, he came in at an 8. Now, he's not a guy who every single week people are going to see him on SportsCenter because he made a throw that was just so Justin Herbert-esque and just ridiculous throw. He's not going to do that every single week, but he can make some wild plays. He can make some wild throws, and I think him just being so fundamentally sound, so effective in the short game and the intermediate game and the long game, just so good everywhere. It allows his receivers to make big plays on a consistent basis. And then when you factor in the X factor, at the end of the games, Shedeur Sanders is locked in. He's on. So that is something that I definitely consider. He came in at an 8. And then the big question here is the arm strength. The big questions with Shedeur Sanders is the weight, the size, the arm strength. We'll see where, like I said, where that weight comes in, where the height comes in. But the arm strength, I gave him a 7. Now, that 7 shows that he can pretty much make every throw on the field, but he's not a guy that's going to consistently beat defenses with his arm strength. He's not a guy that's going to out-throw defenders on a consistent basis. He can do it, but it's not something that is going to be a down in, down out thing. He can change his arm angles, but that's not a huge part of his game, but he does have that in his game. Now, I think this is just about NFL average arm strength, 7, so adequate but not amazing. So his final score comes in at 8.16, which I'm telling you folks, is 0.01 points higher than Cam Ward. And I promise I didn't tinker with the stats to get it this way. 0.16 higher than Cam Ward. So with a bad measurement, he could very well fall below Cam Ward here on this rating system and end up being quarterback 2. But for now, he's holding on by 0.01 points. All right, so let's get started. We're going to get a mesh concept here. We're going to get these double drags. And Shedeur is going to make what looks like the right read here. He's expecting this side of the field to be open here. It ends up not being open, so he works over to the other drag. So you're going to see this. Checks the left side, sees that they're staying home there, sees Will Shepherd coming open on the right side, and then realizes that he's got guys crashing down there. So he just kind of resets again with the pocket movement, keeps his base, and is able to step up, find the guy in the back of the end zone. So a lot of these plays are just going to be focusing on his base. Just watch how he just keeps that base strong the whole time, keeps his eyes downfield, slippery enough to get out of that touchdown. All right, so right here is just a heads up play from Shedeur. Just keeping an eye on what's going on downfield. You're going to get this combo right here from these two players. The running backs basically running a seam route, and you got your slot wide receiver running an end. You get some traffic there. You get basically an accidental pick route. And boy, it doesn't look too accidental. But anyway, you get that pick route, and Shedeur is able to step up in the pocket and protect the football and deliver. So pay close attention to hear how he's able to really protect the football as he steps up. His awareness in the pocket, it's like he has eyes like 360. Like, of course, this guy's in front of him, but you'll see that he kind of knows where everyone is in the pocket. He doesn't really step on people's feet. He doesn't get, bogged down for what's going on in the pocket. And he's just able to step up, protect the ball. You see how he just put his hand slightly on that tackle's back to give him some room, stepped up, put his hand back on the football, and delivers. Now, take a look at how he puts this ball right over the top of this linebacker's helmet. And he does this because he's been training with Tom Brady. And Tom Brady is famous for throwing these routes where linebackers have their backs turned. So he's like, I'm just going to throw it up and let my guy go get it. And that's exactly what happens. All right, so we're going to have a couple plays in here that are going to be critical. We're going to be more critical of Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders than any other quarterback because those are the top two guys. And people already think that these guys are really good. So we're going to be real critical. We're going to get the running back coming out of the backfield here. He's going to be the clear option as everyone else is covered. I'm going to let this play and just take a look. Everyone's covered. Defense is doing a great job, but the check down's there. He looks at the check down. He decides not to take the check down. Now, this is first down. Ideally, you hit this running back. He may be able to turn around and fight his way into the end zone. If not, he catches this ball. He's down to the 2-yard line. But he decides to pass on that. He's asking him to motion around, and it's too much time. And this is where we get the people that say, Shedeur holds onto the ball entirely too long. He creates his own sacks. In this particular play, he did. On some other plays, he didn't, but this particular play definitely created his own sack because the check down was there. You're in the red zone. It's first down. Take what's there. You don't always have to make the huge play. All right, so on this play is another opportunity for him to take a check down, and he decides to pass on it again. Now, a lot of people will look at this play and say, maybe he should hit the guy in the middle of the field, and we'll stop it there. First off, this is a very piss poor route. He just lackadaisically gets up the field. He should have been up there a lot quicker than he was, and maybe this would be more open. But he could theoretically throw this low and move the ball up a couple yards. But I could understand him not wanting to throw it here because he's got a guy right there. He doesn't want it to get popped up in the air. Everybody else is blanketed. Everybody else is blanketed across the field. But you do have your check down. You got your check down there, so throw it to the check down here. It's first down. Let him catch this ball. Let him get whatever yards he can, but the check down is right there. And he decides to look at it and not take it. And then he tries to extend the play some more. He's got a guy downfield. Isn't this the worst? Isn't this the worst when you see wide receivers throwing up their hand all the way on the backside of the field while they see their quarterback running around on the all the way. Like, I don't know why wide receivers do this. If you don't run over here, man, what's wrong with you? Like, but anyway, he's trying to extend the play. He's already running left, so at this point, his only throw that he could possibly make is probably this throw, maybe this throw. But he's trying to get away. He's turning back. He's got nobody here to make that throw to. So at this point, I mean, at some point you got to get rid of the ball. Try to figure out what you can do to get rid of the ball. I feel like once you make this guy miss here, just throw it out of bounds. And for some reason, he's still able to get that out. This took entirely too long. And these are the plays, again, where people say he's taking too long. He's creating his own sacks. Well, guess what? I completely agree. He created his own sack, but I don't think it's from a lack of reading the field. I think it's just because he's just trying to make something big happen, and it's nothing there. So he's going to have to figure out, I need to take the check down more often than not. But for the people that think he's a statue, I mean, take a look. He made a couple guys miss right here. Maneuvered the pocket, made that guy miss. All right, so on this next play, we're in cover 4 defense. So 4 guys deep. There you go. Everybody's got a fourth of the field. Pat Shermer's combating this with this levels concept. So you're going to have a guy deep here. You're going to have another guy coming out of the backfield. And then you're going to have a clear out here. So he's clearing out here. Hopefully you get this play. If not, you got a guy underneath. So let's take a look how it looks. So instantly your running back's open. He could easily take that, but he's got his eyes downfield. He's throwing with anticipation, and he throws an absolute rainbow. This is a very difficult throw that he consistently makes with anticipation on the sideline because his ability to just put great touch on the football on these throws is just amazing. Just take a look at the way the ball travels through the air, how it just basically just lands right in his hands. All right, so on this next play, you're going to get a cover 2. And everybody knows with the cover 2, you always got a hole in the defense. You always got a hole in the defense. And Shedeur Sanders is able to take advantage of it. Now, as a Giants fan, having Daniel Jones, he would never take this shot. He would never take this shot. And arm strength does come into account here. Not completely, but arm strength does come into account, and arm talent, ability to control the football that a lot of quarterbacks just don't have, and they're not able to attack this part of the field consistently. Shedeur Sanders doesn't have that problem. You're going to see Travis Hunter. He's going to get outside. Doesn't do that good a job at the line of scrimmage, but does end up getting outside, gets to this area of the field, and Shedeur Sanders puts it right where it needs to be under pressure. Pressure in his face, let it go. Right there, easy touchdown. And again, these passes get taken for granted because they're placed so well. Guys are always able to catch and run. And there you go. All right, so here is just basically a 2-man game. You got Travis on the end. You got this receiver on the hitch route. One of them is going to be open against zone defense. You just pick who's open. Easy half of the field read. And Shedeur Sanders does a good job here. So instantly figures out that Travis is going to be open and just places the ball right on the money. Right on the money. He's able to catch that and get yards after the catch. Now let's take a look from here. And again, take a look at the base. Take a look at how he's on balance. How he's able to get down low into this throw and deliver. Watch how he delivers over his head. Watch how there's no issue with where the ball is going because he delivers the ball as textbook as you can deliver it. As textbook as you can deliver it, it's right there in his hands. All right, so we get another levels concept here where we got this guy running in, this guy running a deeper end, and Shedeur Sanders is first looking to this outside read here. He wants this outside read. He doesn't get it. And he's like, okay, this is shut down. I got this guy in the middle of the field patrolling, looking at what I'm doing. So this throw is probably a little risky. So let me extend the play. So he steps up in the pocket, kind of resets, and delivers a strike, but it gets dropped. Just again, take a look at the pocket mobility. Take a look at the feet. And just perfect delivery. And again, he can change the arm angle. He does see the middle linebacker there. He's able to put it right between those two guys. kind of sidearms that, puts it right in between the defense, and it should have been caught for a first down. And for the folks that say he can't throw these deep balls, this is absolute perfect placement on this slot fade here. So he's going to see that you got basically no deep safety. No deep safety. You're going to have to make a play here. So he knows he's going to be under pressure. Actually gets picked up pretty well, but he gets the guy off the edge and drops it right in the breadbasket. Again, you're going to get pressure off the edge, and he just lets it go, gets hit as he throws. Perfect placement. All right, so on this next play, you're going to get a sluggo from Travis Hunter, and then you're going to get a stop and go from this slot receiver. So 2 double move routes, and both of them are open. But Shedeur is going to get a little pressure here. Instant pressure, has to step up. And as he's kind of sliding backwards in the pocket, he loses his balance. And that's why this throw's missed. So even Shedeur being so sound, this is a very rare miss for him. Even him being this sound, I mean, if you lose your base, it just shows you. If you lose your base, you lose a lot of accuracy. All right, so on this next play, he's going to get a deep middle post. This slot receiver is going to get behind the safety. And he does a good job delivering. Take a look. He's going to release this from the 20. And this is going to make contact with the receiver around the 26. So about a 54-yard throw right there. Not bad. Now, of course, in a perfect world, you want to be Patrick Mahomes and put it out even further. But most NFL throws where guys are going to be behind the defense, you're not going to expect more than this. I mean, most of the time, you're not making a throw 54 air yards. Now, maybe something that you could say that he could do in the future is he could be releasing this right now. Because if he releases it when he sees him level, which I think is always fair game, anytime you have a speedy receiver, I think this is Jimmy Horn, but anytime you have a receiver with this kind of speed, if you see him level with the safety especially, he's going to outrun that safety 9 times out of 10. So just let it go there. And that way, this is just going to be a walk-in touchdown. But nonetheless, you see that he does have the arm strength to at least throw it 54 yards down the field. All right, so on this next play, you're going to see him run this play action, start right, and throw it left. So again, he does have enough zip on the ball to be going one way and throwing it back the other way. And as you see it from the end zone view, you'll just see how much zip the ball had on it. Again, going right, throwing it left. There's no choice but to catch it. So on this next play, you're going to have a comeback route, and it's just good zip on it, good accuracy, good anticipation. Throwing it right there. And I mean, this route isn't really that great, but because of the placement, which is low and outside, there's, again, no choice but to catch it here and get to there in a hurry. Let's take a look again for the ball placement. You're going to see it low and outside. I mean, perfect throw. Okay, so we saw a deep post that went pretty well earlier on. This other one goes pretty well too, and it does get to the receiver. So I don't think we'll have many opportunities where he throws it deep and he just underthrows the guy so much that it gets intercepted. If you take a look at this slot post here, this receiver does clear the defense, and he does have to slow down here. And again, this could be a touchdown if he puts it out further. Now, we just saw him throw it 54 yards. So this might be able to be something that just gets solved. Let's take a look to see at the feet. I think it's just a matter of him not being able to hitch. But this is something that is going to be something that people are going to talk about. All right, so here is another reason that he's still ranked as quarterback 1, even if it's by 0.01 points, is because he still can extend plays. So you're going to see him start this playoff. If you freeze it here, no one's open. He's under pressure. No one's open, but this isn't going to be a sack. Again, he can maneuver in the pocket. He's going to step up, and he's going to go left. At this point, his eye's still downfield. Sees that there's not really a throw he can make there. Still extending the play. and then gets back up and finds a guy. Now, I know some people are saying the ball was short. Well, you'll see what he steps into in a second. He's going to reverse field here. But you see what he steps into. He's not able to really follow through there. He gets his legs taken out. But that ball is on target, and it is caught for a first down. Again, here's another example. He's able to make the first rush or miss. Spins out of that. Still looking downfield. No one's open. And he's just able to throw it away. And of course, if you leave everything open, he is going to take off. He can get you some yards. Again, he's not a statue. He's not fast, but he's not a statue. This is another example of him being able to extend the play a little, rolling out right, and then delivering another one of those rainbows downfield to Travis Hunter, which ends up scoring a touchdown. All right, so here you're going to get a grown man run. So this is going to be a read option. And he's just going to follow his blockers here, realize, hey, I got to get upfield, and finishes this run pretty nicely. Puts his foot in the ground, breaks that tackle, gets in the end zone. Again, as a runner, he's sort of like Patrick Mahomes, has a little bit of mobility, has a little wiggle, and finishes at the goal line. That looks exactly like that Mahomes play this past Sunday. So Shedeur, by the hairs of his chinny chin chin, is still quarterback one. Again, a bad measurement could put him under Cam Ward, but we'll see how that goes. I think, again, he has great touch. I think he has enough mobility to operate in the NFL. I think he can read the defense pretty well. And I think he has enough arm strength to succeed in the NFL. Now, I'm hanging my hat on the accuracy, the pocket mobility, the decision-making, I think are all the best in this class. And I think at the end of the day, we overcomplicate quarterback play. Cam Ward has a lot of great tools, and I think Cam Ward can be a great quarterback. But at the same time, we put a lot of emphasis on the extending plays, the deep balls, the highlight throws. But at the end of the day, the quarterbacks that are winning because they're making great decisions from the pocket. Patrick Mahomes making great decisions, making great throws, great reads on a down in, down out basis from the pocket. You saw Josh Allen. He went out there, he made mistakes. He made up for those mistakes with ridiculous throws. But at the end of the day, those mistakes can cost you big games. So that's just my take on it. Shedeur Sanders, like I said, for now is quarterback one. You all let me know who you want to see next and what you think about Shedeur.